Hey y'all, welcome back. Let's have a little tea time chit chat. I want to talk on what it's like being that girl in real life. Okay, y'all. So I'm a very straightforward person, so let's get into it. So the reason I say in real life is because on social media, it's so easy to fake the funk and pretty much present your life as it is. But I have firsthand experience of seeing how people have acted towards me and how it really is when you are walking out being that girl, when you're walking out that elevated place, when you're walking out just authentically being you and not caring about what people have to say about it because it don't matter. I also look at social media kind of like high school. Like people pick and choose who they want to team up with and, be friends with for this moment and support this person now. And at any moment, people can switch up. So I don't get too caught up in like social media stuff. I look at what is really happening in the real world. What are people really experiencing in real life? And so I feel like so many people right now are in their elevation period and wanting to be that girl or that guy, whatever that may look like for you, which I am here for. I am actually somebody who loves to see people do their thing, but I have found on my journey of elevation, a lot of people don't actually love that. A lot of people don't actually love to see other people do their thing. I have been on my own personal journey of elevation the past few years, and that has allowed me to see so many things for what they really are. It has allowed me to see people, and also I like to study people and like how they behave, and just I learned a lot from the different experiences, situations in my life. One of the biggest things that I have noticed when I started to elevate and become that version of myself that is just doing it is that people don't like that. People don't like to feel like you have evolved and elevated past them. You could literally be in your own lane focused, but for some reason that will bother so many people. So when I think of being that girl, and even if you're a guy watching this, I feel like it's basically the same thing, just in the guy form. You may not necessarily be looking at it as a competition, but other people will see your elevation, your growth, your journey into becoming that girl or that guy as a competition. Some other people will see it as a threat to their own state of being. I wasn't necessarily, I guess, intentionally embarking on my stage of elevation. It's just as I started to get older and go through my 20s, I just started to do things, and I just feel like I was kind of led into my elevation time. I wasn't really seeking it. And so as I've evolved over the years, I have gotten to see how so many things have changed. As far as your friend groups, I have had so many situations, so many people get close to me because they see me, they see, what looks good, and they want to get close to me, but I have found that they have secret animosity against me, secret hate against me. They don't want to compliment you when they feel like you're that girl or that guy. They don't want to say that you inspire them, but they will do what you're doing. The next day you'll see them looking like you are trying to do what you are doing. So I had to quickly realize that a lot of the people that were in my life weren't really there for me, or they were there to try to get the sauce. They were there to try to see what is she doing so I can figure out what I need to do. And I literally just mind my business. I get up, live my life, and do what I want to do. I don't have like no secret code, or there's no I just am me. I feel like that's the thing too. When you are authentically deciding that you're gonna walk in who you are, you don't care about the opinions of other people or what they think about you. I feel like that does trigger people who are not yet there but want to be there. And when I think of somebody being that girl, I don't necessarily think of somebody who has to have the latest this or that. Of course, if you have it, that's cool and all. I am not somebody who's against that, but I don't look at it from just strictly a material way. Yes, I do. When I think of somebody that's that girl, I think of somebody who is in their element as far as their style and how they dress. They have their signature look. But to me, that doesn't necessarily mean you have the most expensive or the latest of each and everything. Generally speaking, when I look at somebody and I think, oh, they have that girl or that guy energy, confidence is definitely one of the things that sticks out to me. And I'm talking about genuine confidence. Like, you can tell this person actually genuinely likes themselves and they don't care about what people have to say about it. When I started to fully walk in my confidence and from a genuine place, I realized that that was a trigger for people. That was a trigger for a lot of the people around me. Yes, people say like, oh yeah, be confident. They want you to be confident. But I see so many posts that say this. When you actually are confident, that's when it becomes a problem. People want you to be confident until you're actually confident, and then it triggers them, and then it bothers them because you are in a secure place with yourself. Another thing that I look at when I see somebody that just gives like that energy, like I'm that girl or I'm that guy, it's just like the authenticity is there. Like, they don't care what anybody else has to say. Obviously, we all have feelings, and some things do hurt, but they don't allow that to dictate their lives. And I used to be at that place in my life where I wasn't authentically living me. I went through my own phase where I thought I had to be a certain way or do things a certain way to be accepted. And once I was broken out of that and didn't care anymore, that changed the game for me in my life. I started to live my life the way I want to do it. If I want to travel every Saturday, I'm gonna travel every Saturday. And if somebody got a problem with it, that has nothing to do with me. I get to live out my authentic life, and I get to live out my authentic truth, because at the end of the day, I have to live inside of my body. At the end of the day, I have to live with the choices that I make. And so I no longer want to be bound by what people think of me or what people think I should be doing with my life. So when you just see that freedom on somebody and it's just given, oh, they don't care. And not they don't care in a reckless way, but they're just living their life. I love that. I don't necessarily get caught up in the popularity contest. I will say that as I've elevated and become my better self, I have noticed that people do like to be around me, but once they have gotten close and realized, oh, they feel like I'm too much for them, as far as like maybe they feel like I'm greater than them or I've surpassed them, then I have found that they have started to compete or try to prove that they are at the same level as me. So if you are truly that girl or that guy, you are definitely going to have boundaries in your life. You're going to have to figure out who is truly there for you and who is just trying to catch a ride on a train, if you get what I'm saying. I have found that it seemed that I was more liked by those around me when I had no boundaries, when I had no confidence. But once I started to love myself and discover who I am and walk in that, that is when I found that people actually didn't like that, because they can no longer get away with the things that they were able to get away with before. Once you genuinely start to know yourself and love yourself, things change. Once they don't have that level of access anymore, or once things go a different route, they're not going to be happy about that, because they can't manipulate you like before, or they can't benefit off of you like before. And that is why I don't get caught up in the popularity contest, because I have found that once I actually elevated, people didn't like me the same, or things changed because their level of like was based off of me at a lower level. But once I came up, oh, things change. Think about it. Like, think about celebrities. A lot of people actually don't like celebrities. They're mad that they have these millions and this and that. You know, they're able to have access because of their name or whatever it is. A lot of people look at celebrities with a distaste or disdain. And then on the other hand, a lot of people want to be attached to celebrities because in a sense, that makes them feel like that will cause their name to be elevated. Also, if they're connected to certain people or connected to certain circles. So I like to look at the elevation process to becoming that girl or that elevated version of yourself like that. When you are looking good and you have the things, even if you don't have the things, but it's just this aura about you, it's just something about you that people actually are intrigued by and interested in. It's kind of like that celebrity analogy where people will want to be around you because they want to be associated with other people that look good to them or that look like they're climbing the social ladder or whatever the case may be. But also, people will not like you because they feel like you are at a better level than them. I have gone through a lot of perplexing things as far as just people being around me. I remember when I was in my least, even social media stuff, and I'm not a person that gets really caught up in social media, but I have noticed when I was at my lesser self, I got more support on social media. When I was at my lesser self, people were more likely to support my businesses or what I had going on. But once I elevated, people started to act funny. I've had so many situations of people where they don't want to support my posts or they think that I don't know, that they're intentionally not doing things, but they're constantly watching my stories, just constantly monitoring me. I feel like social media can be messy because it shows you now, at least I know on Instagram, it shows you who likes certain posts. So if I just saw somebody that we were in the same circles and you can like every single thing this person posts, but all of a sudden you don't see my stuff. It's been years and there's been no interaction. Nothing has ever happened. All I know is that I elevated or whatever. There's even situations where people will message me behind the scenes or they'll message me from my story post and ask me, where did I get my hair done? Where did I get certain things from? But they refuse to support me. They refuse to like anything of mine. And I started to notice that people in a way started to try to humble me. So when you are at that elevation stage, when you are doing it, people will try to humble you. I look at it from like a subconscious kind of thing. People will try to humble you by making you feel like, oh, they don't like your stuff, or they not doing this, or they're not going to support you, or this or that, because in their mind, they may feel like that's going to keep you from going higher, or that's going to keep you from getting to the place that you're supposed to be, or whatever it is. I feel like it can be so many mindsets, but that even takes me back to the thing where I've had people in my life. I could literally say something to them. They will listen to somebody who said the same exact thing that I just told them, but because they don't want it to come from me, they don't want to hear it from me, they don't listen. But when the other person says it, they listen. And I've had so many situations where I thought people were friends, and it's like over time, they literally have tried to, I don't want to say that they're intentionally trying to become me. It's like they slowly start to take on things, whether it's how I dress, how I talk, how my personality, and then I've literally had situations where people will try to switch to be like this second version of me, and then when I confront it, it's like they act like I'm just making stuff up and try to gaslight and manipulate others into trying to tag team on me or other things like that. So when you are trying to become somebody that is really elevated, when you start to step into that place of that girl, you have to make sure that the people around you are on that same level, are also doing the things to stay at that same level, because I have found that people can start to resent you that have once seen you at one place that are now seeing you at a new place. Your your elevation will trigger people, and you have to be ready for what that comes with. When you are that person, you may notice that you are setting trends and you're not even trying to set trends. You are influencing those around you and you're not even trying to influence them. And sometimes that can actually be a lonely walk. I feel like a lot of people have in their mind, once they become that person where they are just their best self, whether it's how they dress, and internally also, because I believe when you do what you need to do internally, your whole presence just changes things. And that also is that thing that is just attracting people to you. I feel like a lot of people think that once they get to that place, people are going to be flocking to them for the right reasons and love them. But I have found that it's been the opposite. People will want to be like you. People will want to do the things that you want to do, but they don't want you to know that you're the one who influenced them to want to be that way, or you're the one who inspired them, or whatever the case may be. So it may seem like it's a glamorous thing to be that girl, but I have found you want to be careful interacting with other people. Not everybody has the best intent towards you. And I want to go back to the celebrity thing. Think about celebrities. Do they just hang around any and everybody? No. Yes, of course they may love their fans, and I'm not saying that the people around you are your fans, but stick with me in this. They understand the power of their group. They understand the power of their elevated place, that they just can't be around any and everybody, because a lot of people have eyes on them, and not everybody has the best intent towards them because of their position, because of their influence, because they're in a place where they're setting trends and they're seen and people like them. So keep that same mindset in mind as you elevate. And I'm in no way saying to treat people wrong or just you have to cut everybody off. But what I'm saying is be mindful of how others interact with you as you embark on this journey. Or if you're already there, you probably have already seen some of these things. So that is it, you guys, for this video. I just wanted to share some of my experience and the things that I've noticed on this journey of elevation and being that girl. It is not as glamorous as it may seem. I have found myself having to be more guarded and more protective of my energy and my space now at the more elevated level of myself than I have in the other times of my life. So thank y'all for watching. Be sure to leave any comments of your own experiences if you feel open to, or any other things that you've also learned on your journey. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye.